Chuka. Now up next is our largest whale. He is weighing in at just under 10,000 pounds. He's going to do a small jump right over here on my left. Now, despite his size, he is still one of our most athletic whales as well. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Ulysses. Now we have 5 males and 6 females, and they range in age from Amaya at 18 months old all the way up to Corky at 52 years old.
Now you can see just how different each whale is. But did you know that there are even bigger differences in the wild? Would you be surprised if I told you that there are actually different kinds of killer whales? Scientists refer to them as ecotypes. They live in different habitats, they have different body types, and they even pursue different kinds of food. But even though killer whale ecotypes are all different, they are still considered members of just one species, Orcinus orca. One of the questions that we get asked all the time is, how big does a killer whale grow to be? Well, it depends on which ecotype you're talking about. It could be a 16-foot female in Iceland or a 30-foot male in Antarctica. Let's take a closer look.
A remarkable thing about killer whales, no matter which type, is that they are found throughout our global ocean, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, and literally everywhere in between. They are found in so many different habitats and depend on such a variety of marine life for survival that killer whales are more intertwined with the fate of our ocean than any other marine animal. Truly, these awesome animals are the living symbol of our ocean, representing so much more than their own species.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for the killer whales! Alright, it's time to check out some of these great questions. Here we go. So many of you wonder about our trainers. In fact, raise your hand if any of you have ever wanted to be an animal trainer. Wow, that's a lot. Then you should meet the dedicated men and women who interact with our family of whales here every day.
On my right, we have Lindy. On safety is Vicky. Again, I am Amber and Katie.
These professionals are so passionate about what they do here every single day. And that makes me think of another one of these questions. Do the trainers talk to the whales? I'll let you answer that one, Amber.
You know, we may not talk to the whales like you and I talk to each other, but we have taught them different signals to help us communicate with them. Our ongoing communication is an important part of building strong relationships. Because of these relationships, one of the things we're able to do is answer important questions through research.
Here at SeaWorld, we have a unique opportunity to conduct research about killer whales, asking important questions that can only be answered in a setting like this. So much of what we learn here is being used to help killer whales in the wild. Of course, there are other questions that can only be explored by studying whales in the ocean. By exploring questions both at SeaWorld and in the wild, our combined research gives all of us a better understanding of killer whales and the places they live.
And that's what I call working together. Research flowing in both directions, from our park to the wild and back again. This way, everyone benefits. Alright, it's time to check out some more questions. Well, this individual wonders, why whales jump? Well, I just happen to have that emoji. Look. You know, killer whales communicate in a lot of different ways. Sometimes they vocalize, and sometimes they use their body. A big jump like that is called a breach. They're making a sound on top of the water. When a whale uses their body to slap the surface, they're creating a commotion both above and below the surface. Now this could be maybe to show a little excitement, to display a little power, or to just get the attention of other whales. Now, some of you may have seen our youngest killer whale calf, Amaya. In fact, our SeaWorld social media fans actually helped us to name her. Here at SeaWorld, we've seen newborn calves rely on their mothers for everything, from the very first moments of birth.
As a calf grows and gains some independence, it is looked after by other whales in the pod too. They help the mother protect the calf, teach it survival skills, and show the calf how to romp and play. Killer whales live in family-like groups known as pods. Like human families, their pods can range in size, from just a handful of whales up to a few dozen.
Wow, that's a lot of questions. But believe it or not, we get them here every single day.
We sure do. Killer whales communicate with each other using all sorts of sounds. Let's listen. Now each kind of killer whale, each pod has their own unique dialect, their own unique set of calls. But don't forget, they use body language too.
Sometimes they'll even blow bubbles or bump into each other or scratch each other using their teeth, causing what are called rake marks. These are the multi-lane marks that you may see on the skin of killer whales and dolphins. It's one of the ways that animals display dominance over one another during social interactions, in the wild and at SeaWorld. Now you've just seen that killer whales use vocalizations to communicate with each other, but do you know how we communicate with them? Through hand signals. Here at SeaWorld, we communicate with our whales, and we want to make sure that the next generation can do the same.
Now next is my favorite part of the show. We have a couple little friends down at the glass with their trainers. On my left, we have Cassidy, and on my right here, we have Trevor. Now they're going to get to ask a few different signals from our whales. So let's look what they're doing. Looks like Cassidy's going to be asking for a nice big wave by Ulysses. There he goes. Giving Cassidy a big wave. And over here with Trevor, it looks like he just did a nice little hula dance. Uh-oh, Trevor, be careful of his signal. Watch out, anyone back behind him. Oh, there you go.
Oh, Trevor!
Now over here, it looks like Cassidy's doing a nice little march with Ulysses. And over here on my right with Trevor, looks like he's getting to throw a little bit of snow for a peek. Well, Cassidy and Trevor, we want to thank you so much for joining us today. We'd like to give you these whale tales as a memory of you meeting Ulysses and Keith. Great job, you guys!
Oh, here's another great question. Who takes care of you, Shamu? I love this question because it lets us show you how we care for these extraordinary animals. Are Amber, the trainers ready?
We are. The training you see actually allows us to take care of our whales. All over here on my right-hand side, you're going to be seeing a nice little flute. So what we can do is ask the whales to offer their tail flutes, and we can draw blood from those tail flutes. Now we also have a scale behavior, so the slide-out behavior you're going to see here. And that's okay. So a slide-out behavior is a behavior that allows us to weigh the whales. Now we can track this weight to make sure that they're staying healthy and to ensure that the calves are growing properly. Now high-energy behaviors are behaviors that allow us to make sure that the whales get all the exercise they need every day. And it is something that you see out in the wild as well as here at SeaWorld. Now if you take a look right over there, you're going to see Ulysses. And right out here for that high energy behavior coming up into the middle of the pool.
Whoa! Oh.
Oh,
wonder, how much does a killer whale need to eat in order to stay healthy?
You know, just like us, each killer whale has their own different dietary needs. You have Ulysses here, who is our largest whale. He eats about 190 pounds of fish every day. Whereas Maya, at 18 months old, eats only 37 pounds of fish a day. But it is important to note that no matter what they do each day, they still receive all of their food.
And because we've been able to determine how much a killer whale eats at different stages throughout their life, researchers in the field are able to use this information to determine if ocean habitats are healthy enough for killer whale populations to thrive. And this kind of information is invaluable.
You know, food, exercise, and physical sport areas aren't all our killer whales need. Each killer whale's well-being is so important to us. We want to make sure that their minds are challenged and stimulated too. Now, if you take a look up on the big screen, you're going to see different types of environmental enrichment devices. These are different types of toys. We also have some help that we can offer them. We can borrow it from the bay. If you look right here in front of me, we have big cubes. Just big cubes of ice. Another way to be able to reinforce and reward them. We can also give them a nice big rub down. You can offer them jello, snow like you saw on the Kid Volunteer with Trevor. Right up there you're seeing Wendy give a nice big scoopful of ice to shoot them. Now with all the toys and games we provide, the best stimulation still seems to be social interaction with other whales as well as their team of experienced trainers.
All right, how about a question for all the kids out there? They want to know, who would win if a killer whale squared off with a great white shark? How many of you think the great white shark would win? Okay, how many of you think the killer whale would win? Yeah, that's right, the killer whale. You see, a great white shark hunts alone, while a killer whale hunts in a pod, so it's not even a competition. In fact, killer whales have even been known to hunt a blue whale. Do you know how big a blue whale is? At over 80 feet, it is the largest animal to have ever existed on the planet. But killer whales can have these huge animals because they coordinate, collaborate, and cooperate. They work together as a team to overcome challenges much bigger than themselves. And you know, I bet we could overcome the challenges that our ocean faces if we worked together like the killer whales. If we collaborated like they do, we could change the fate of our ocean and even our world. All right, here's some more questions. And these are the common ones that always come in. So here we go. First one, why do some dorsal fins curve? This is a great question. Dorsal fins do not have any skeletal support, such as bones or cartilage, to support their height and weight. They're made up completely of connective tissue. If an animal spends more time at the surface, it's likely that the connective tissue in their fin will weaken, causing their fin to bend. We occasionally see curved dorsal fins in the wild and at SeaWorld. Next question. How fast can they swim? Well, depending on their body weight, killer whales can swim up to 30 miles per hour. Check it out. Next question. How much water can their tails splash? Well, their tail, or flukes as they're called, can fling a whole lot of water about halfway up these stands. Last one. If all the whales splashed all at once, could they get the whole audience wet?
Oh no.
Well, maybe not the whole audience. they truly represent more than just themselves. To better understand the killer whale is to better understand the ocean. So never stop wondering about the natural world around you. And be sure to visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com for your free download of the Killer Whale Self-Published book and share it with your family and friends.
From all of us to all of you, thank you for coming.